What's Joey B saying? Joe is going to be so happy when he doesn't have to do this anymore.
There's also a time and a place for new voices, fresh voices.
Okay.
Yes, younger voices.
Hey.
And that time and place is
All cheers
now.
to that. It is crazy he thought he could
keep
run
speaking out
4 more years.
to protect our kids from gun violence.
There's just no... Can you imagine what his speech would be like in 2028?
Is the existential threat. The conventional wisdom was that China would inevitably surpass the United States. That's not the case anymore. To end the war
You caused the real estate bubble in China, Joe?
To bring peace and security.
You slowed them down by popping Evergrande?
We're also working around
this is his last big speech. He cannot lock in. There's no way he could have done 4 years. There's no way.
The Civil War.
He should have done it like a YouTuber with the cuts.
We're literally rebuilding our entire nation, urban, suburban,
like a YouTuber looking into the camera and it just keeps cutting every time they.
Manufacturing
and with a vine
to lower
boom.
the cost of prescription drugs for seniors.
A vine boom right here.
And I'm going to keep. And I signed one of the most significant laws helping millions of veterans and their families who are exposed to toxic materials. You know, most significant climate law ever in the history of the world. The first major gun safety law in 30 years.
I think the speech is
that idea is that
good.
We hold these
His
truths
delivery is obviously terrible, but the speech is good.
We're all created equal, endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights.
But do you think he thinks that he's cooking? Do you think that when, like in his brain, he's like, I'm cooking right now?
Sacred idea,
like this is hitting.
But we've never walked away from it either.
Because it's obviously like his delivery is actually like
away from it now.
1 out of 10. It's there's not a single bit of passion in it. It's not.
The great thing about America is here, kings and dictators do not rule. The people do. History is in your hands.
He cooked on that one.
The power is in your hands.
The people do.
The idea of America lies in your hands. God bless you all. May God protect our troops.
All right, basically the final speech, the final massive speech. Now he's got 6 months of a lame duck presidency, and then we have the incredibly divisive election. Second half was decent. No, the speech was good. I mean, if he had any ability to deliver the words, it was actually a good speech. But he's pretty cooked. He's pretty cooked when it comes to. I mean, you could tell the gain was cranked to the roof because you could hear all the ambient noise, like super fucking loud. His ass is reading. Yeah, you think he freestyled it? You think they just set up a 84-year-old man in front of a camera and said, "Freestyle it, Joe"? Just get out there and spit off the dome, homie. He's pretty old and recovering from COVID. Yeah. No, both things are true. That's why I think I'm glad that he has realized that he can't do 4 more years. The COVID was the breakthrough. It was funny though, man. We're such a conspiracy-pilled country now. I swear to God. Joe Biden, between announcing that he was stepping down and that speech, there was like some people who are halfway smart. People who I've listened to on Twitter that are like, have halfway decent takes. They were like, I think he's dead. I think it's a secret coup. That's crazy. We're like so quick to jump just because he didn't do the announcement on camera. I don't know. It's wild, bro. It's wild. Obviously there's always conspiracy nuts, but like there was people that like normally conspiracy people that are like, yeah, I think he's dead. I'm like, you're getting sucked in too. Bro didn't text his mom back for 3 minutes. He's dead. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, all right. Joe Biden, listen, he stepped down. That's what we wanted. I respect that. I respect him doing that, not being stubborn, not trying to force it down mid. Outside of that, man, it's insane. Should have done it earlier. Can you give your take on each VP candidate? I would like Bashir or Kelly. That's who I would like. Well, we'll see. Or Cuban out of left field. Will we do anything of importance last few months? Not really. I mean, it's like a normal thing called the lame duck presidency, which is, you know, usually after the convention in a second term of president or a president that's not going to run for re-election, where people just don't want to work with them. Like they can't get Congress to pass anything. They can't do anything. It's just very difficult to, I don't know what he'll much get done, but he still has presidential veto power and maybe a Supreme Court if someone dies. How do you feel that Psychic will be illegal? Psychic is 18? Old school Atria community fans in shambles. Psychic can vote? We're cooked, dude. And he's a massive JD Vance fan. JD Vance should do stand-up. Can we watch the racist clip?
It is the weirdest thing to me. Democrats say that it is racist to believe, well, they say it's racist to do anything. I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday and one today. I'm sure they're going to call that racist too, but...
You racist! The woke. You think Trump will ditch Vance? Like I said, I've never heard of it happening ever. So I'd say no. The odds are no, but if anyone would dump their VP for not helping their polls, it would be Trump. And I think he could do it to Vance. Like if anyone could do it, but I mean, I don't think so. I think they're sticking to it. And they're still winning. I want everyone to be clear. I understand there's a lot of coconut army pills. Every poll that I'm seeing, Trump is still leading. So just understand that, like, they're probably nervous because Biden was much easier to run against. But I don't trust polls. Hillary's winning the polls. We know how that went. I feel your vibe. I do understand that is the argument that everyone makes, and I don't think it holds up too well in that the polls were pretty accurate in like all the other elections, and those polls were close. You know, like if you have a 60% chance to win a hand in poker and then you lose, you can't be like, well, those odds are wrong. I should have won. Sometimes you just, it hit the wrong side. But I do think that it's going to be close. I think Kamala's surging, raising a lot of money, clearly presenting a more real challenge than people thought. People are kind of uniting behind her on the Democratic side. I think Vance was every day seeming more like a bad VP pick. He's not helping gain anything. And so, yeah, we'll see. But I do still think that if you were to run the election today, Trump would win based on everything that I've seen. A debate would be everything. Because 50 million Americans watched the debate, dude. The debate killed Joe Biden's candidacy. Another debate between Kamala and Trump would have so much riding on it. It would be a really important debate. It could decide the election. But I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think Trump will do it unless he thinks he has to. Like as if the polls are close enough that he feels like he has to. He doesn't have to. There's no legal requirement. He did a debate with Biden. He can deny doing a debate with Kamala. No one can force him to do it. They are going to try to get him to do it. And they're going to, say, chicken, bagok, bagok. Try to get him to do it. But if he gets cooked in the debate, it would really hurt if he thinks he's already going to win, he's just not going to do the debate because he could get cooked. But he might be super confident, think he can do it, and we'll see. But I think, I would love there to be a debate because a debate would really shake the election up. I'll do, we're gonna talk about economy stuff afterwards. There's been a lot of news. I got to tell you, a couple big things. Tesla stock way down on terrible earnings. Really bad, and also just I listened to the earnings call. They're obfuscating at this point. You know, like a magician is like makes you look here and then does something with the other hand. They're doing that. they're like look here, look at this revenue growth, but don't look at the profit. Don't look at the profit. Don't look at it. Yeah, it's a lot of misdirection, dude. It's worrisome on the Tesla side. And then every other big tech, everything's rotating out. So I'll just give you the rundown. Amazon, Nvidia, Google. Google's earnings were great and still not good enough for how overstretched the market is. Tons of insane stuff, man. I don't know how I'd even fit this into a Marketing Monday. I've been reading so much. I actually have become an old man, and I know you're gonna say you always have been, but like in terms of my habits, I now just wake up and I read and I read and I read and I read and I read. And man, there's just fascinating stuff going on with do you know that, for example, America long has been the #1 producer of corn. We're corn dominant. If you're an American citizen, you can raise your hand proudly knowing that we make more corn than anyone else. Until our biggest competitor, Brazil, can also make a lot of corn. Here's the problem. For decades, Brazil could never build a functional railway to get the corn from the fields to a port. I'm not kidding. It has been so long that Brazil could not get a railway to deliver corn to the port. And now they have it. I mean, not now, like within the past, year and a half, 2 years. Brazil has functional railways that can get corn, and it's changing the entire market. So literally American corn farmers are finally facing real competition from Brazil for the first time. It's slamming corn prices. I mean, if you shorted corn futures, which I don't recommend any chatter to do, you would have made a mint. They're collapsing. And so now, second order effect, what's happening next? American farmers are like, well, shit, we got to plant something else to make more money. We need high profit good. So I'm looking into what they're thinking of planting. It's probably soy. And so you want to short soy. Do not do this. But the next order effect is we're going to be a glut of soy production, and that's going to crash. Because everyone's trying to make the same thing at the same time. It's so interesting. I find this stuff fascinating, bro. Like one little thing, like Brazil getting a working railway has rippling effects around the globe. Rippling economic effects around the globe. And then that's gonna reverberate, because if there's a soy glut, then any country that produces soy is gonna, it's like such an interesting situation. I don't know.